Hey everybody, it's me, it's your boy, it's Jake, and I'm gonna go ahead and get right into this. So, I've been in a little bit of an introspective mood, and I want to have a little bit more of a serious talk right now. Something to kind of just check in with everybody, give you guys a little insight in what's been going on with me, and maybe even shed some light that's been going on with some others going around the world as well. So, just to explain a little bit of the situation going on, why there hasn't been that many uploads as much as I want to. The main reason for that is because I am currently working two jobs. Just got back from doing a double shift right now. I'm also living on my own, so working paycheck to paycheck to make sure I can afford rent, which I'm sure a lot of us can relate to. But I've just kind of been going through a little bit of this thought process recently. And I feel like a lot of us, we've kind of been having this idea, especially our generation, being the Zoomer generation, right? And like Gen Z in general, there's always this idea of being somebody. Everyone wants to be a somebody. No one wants to be a nobody. And I've just kind of had this little, I guess, acceptance in a way where it's just kind of like that acceptance of, in the grand scheme of things, I'm a nobody. And I think that's okay. And I think for a lot of us here, a lot of people that are on here, either making videos, watching videos, or just going about our lives, we're nobodies. And that's okay. And I think there's a lot of paranoia when it comes to the acceptance of that. You know, no one wants to be a nobody. I feel like it's something that is burned within us, and it's a learned nature through, I would say, a mix of both social media, but also just through what we learn and what we go through in our early lives of, we all want to be somebody. We all want to be like some kind of, we want to be remembered. We want to leave a legacy. We want to leave some kind of mark on the world, which we all do. In some way, I believe that we all do. And I think there needs to be a little bit more of acceptance on the little things that we do, because I think there's always the big expectations that we just put on ourselves, which more than anything, I think we just put a lot of expectations on ourselves, because I believe we are our own worst enemy when it comes to critique. And a lot of times, because I'm just someone who's working two jobs just to get by, and sometimes I get those feelings of being alone, of being, just kind of like not having a lot of free time, and then I come back, and which, you could say that there's problems with the system, and that's stuff that gets repeated quite a bit, and yeah, there are, but at the same time, I just have to understand, I have a little bit of comfort knowing that I'm not the only one. So while we may be nobodies, we can be nobodies together. Because at the end of the day, it shouldn't be about making or doing any of your passions and thinking to yourself, because I do this to myself a lot. You think to yourself, will anyone care? And it's a thought process that ruins a lot of creativity when it comes to a lot of people's passions, because sometimes the anxiety of thinking that no one will care or no one will like give it the time of day, it's something that dwells on everyone. It's dwelled on me many a times when it comes to the creative process of just doing either just writing in general, writing my own stories, DMing, doing D&D stuff, making videos on here, or honestly even just playing games that I want to play. And that's the thing, is that, sometimes I get home and I'm exhausted, I'm tired. We're just working that long, but at the same time, you gotta, sometimes it's worth knowing that it's not worth asking if anyone outside will care. What you should really be asking is, do you care? Because at the end of the day, that's the most important person that should care about your passions. You should care about your passions. And it doesn't matter how many people end up responding to it, because what matters is that you enjoy it, and you just need to do it because you enjoy it. And sometimes that burnout hits, and sometimes that passion can fade, but there are times where it can come back, and you need to really value the moments when it does, because it's what we have. It's what we have in this world. It's what we are able to do in our times where we actually do get a moment to just breathe and live and just have some sort of escape, you know? Because I'm 25 now. I'm halfway through my 20s, and maybe I'm still too young. Maybe I have like a little bit of a naive thought process. But I was raised with good parents. I had a good family, so I'm in no position to complain. But at the same time, it's such a fascinating time when it comes to just being in your 20s right now, because someone even described it pretty well, where you can go into like a coffee shop and see like a bunch of people all the same age, all in their 20s. You'll see a young couple that are looking to buy their first house and start like a family and a life together. Meanwhile, you'll have someone else who's working multiple jobs, barely able to afford rent, living on their own. And, no one else with them, just them, no roommates, that's it. And then you look again and you'll see someone same age in their 20s living with their parents and still trying to figure out their life out, still trying to find that first job, or maybe even that 12th job. It's just such a rocky road for everybody. Things are just constantly changing, and I've seen that. I've seen that through so many people that I've grown up with. And at the end of the day, like, whether it's the married couple or the person still living with their parents, we're all nobodies at the end of the day. We're not special. At least in the grand scheme of things, we all are in this together. We're special in the ways that we can make ourselves special with the groups that we are interacting with. And it's something that you really have to hold in your heart a lot more. It's just enjoy the little things, because the little things are worth enjoying, especially as we get older, because it's a lot of expectations, and I think it was something that maybe our generation wasn't really prepared for. And we're starting to kind of see that a little bit more. So for a lot of us, when we're going through our 20s right now, we're kind of like going in the tail end of it, getting ready to get into our 30s. We're still trying to figure that out. But in reality, it's always been like that. We never stop discovering ourselves in a way. And I know I'm probably getting very cliche right now with how a lot of it, I'm not Dry Creek Wrangler School. I'm not Uncle Dwayne, I'm just doing my best here. This is just me wanting to go ahead and get my thoughts out there, while hopefully I can help you guys too. But I just want you guys to know that we're not alone. There's nothing wrong with just being a working guy. And I've kind of, as much as there are going to be times, there have been times, and there always are going to be times where, I just feel like I'm alone, and I feel like I'm just doing, you just do like the day-to-day work, and sometimes you just question to yourself, is this worth it? And at the end of the day, I do believe it is, because there can always be those times where you can truly enjoy yourself through the little things, through the friends that you talk to, through the work that you do and on your passions, through the stuff you're able to achieve. So at the end of the day, I just want you guys to know that, yeah, you might be a nobody, and that's okay, because sometimes being somebody is not always the greatest thing. Sometimes it can put a lot more stress than you expected, but that doesn't mean that you throw away your passions. That doesn't mean you throw away any of these artwork or any of these passions that you've been working on. Don't do it because it'll have some big term profit, because it will have a bunch of people like looking at you. Do it because you want to do it. And that's the most important thing. You do it because you want to do it. And if you don't want to do it, then it's not worth doing. So for those of you who are working those late nights, I'm there with you. And I hope you guys, I'm proud of you guys. If, for whatever that's worth, that's coming from a very tired 25-year-old kid, East Coast kid. But I'm proud of you guys. and I'm with you guys. But next video is hopefully going to be coming soon. We're getting close to the Halloween season, one of my favorite seasons, and I hope you guys are doing good. Take care.